when you get it, say my name, say my name. What is that?
Fuck a politician, come ride with the boss in the backseat. A lot on my mind, I don't wanna think. She come relax me. Diving at the water, breaststroke. Tell me your thoughts, peep show. Knowing the mission, don't stop. Respectfully. Told she better say my name.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. This is episode 10 with Growth Talk Podcast. My name is Jamie. Got my incredible hosts, Nay and James. We're here for another episode to add some value to you guys. We actually was kind of starting before, and then Nay was like, man, we got to start recording. Like, what you doing? So we just about to jump right back into the conversation that we was kind of having before, which is we were talking about pain and hurt. And recently I had talked about this, and it kind of been on my mind this week and even past this week. But like a lot of times, you know, individuals, or we get hurt by people, and then we take that hurt and we look at it, or we take that pain and we look at it from the wrong perspective. And instead of looking at it from a perspective of growth and development, and even I was even thinking about this discernment, because if you don't go through certain things, you know, you don't go through certain things or experience certain things with individuals, you won't even know how to discern the right people coming in your life versus the people you might not need to invest your time in and stuff like that. Because investment in time is important. Like, that's something I had to learn along the journey, but a lot of times, sometimes that pain and hurt will stop us completely from investing in the future. So like we get hurt in the past, and now we don't even want to invest in the future in people because, man, so-and-so did X, Y, and Z. And I'm just afraid, really fearing and being afraid of, man, I'm afraid of that happening again. And I mean, we human, you don't want to get looked at like, personally, like a fool, right? And feel played or stupid, whatever the negative stuff that we may say in our mind or what we're thinking. And so it'll stop us. And I just feel like we got to start looking at things from the right perspective and understanding this game of life, of this process of life, the journey of life, and understanding that, look, everything is lessons. No matter what it is that you go through, even if it hurts, it's a lesson for your future that you can apply. It don't mean that, you know, you might have been, like I was saying the other day, you might have been applying good stuff, doing good stuff for people. It's just with the wrong people. And you had to learn that and discern that with those people. So in the future, you're like, okay, man, I know if I invest this time or whatever into you, something's going to produce, something's going to get added. You know, it's going to be a good investment versus, whereas before we just kind of like, because our heart, like, man, I just want to give, you give to everybody, but I just want to invest in everybody. But then sometimes you pouring and then it's not reciprocated, or you pouring and nothing's clicking or nothing's being produced. And it's like, man, was that wasted time, you know? But really, no, it was just preparation and growth that you had to go through to learn. And then I think the willingness to even do it, you know? So even show that you would do it, you know what I mean? Because if you never do it, it's just like with giving, for example. If I don't give with little, I'm not gonna give when I have a lot. So, you know, that's how I look at it. What's y'all thoughts on that? Like, about, you know, y'all perspective on that as well?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying, because at the same time, like you said, perspective. When we are hurt, and it's hurtful, life challenges, people leaving you that said they would never, like it is, and it makes you look at people differently. Like literally, like just being transparent. Like I literally had to pray these past couple of weeks, so to the point of praying for my heart and not allowing my heart to become cold and bitter because of how people move with me. And I'm like, Lord, because you know I turn up quick, Lord, but I know you're working with me too. So, whew. So I'm just like, be with my heart, so that just because they did do that to me, like I won't, like, you know, like just push this person off to the side that God done sent my way. Like, because man, like I can't even be open now because I'm like you said, I don't welcome friend now. So now I'm afraid. to love again. I'm afraid to trust again. Like,
Yeah.
I'm afraid to, like you said, like just invest my time in the people.
Yeah.
But when we look at it, like you said, it's just us, he molding us. It's a building, because it's preparation, like you said, for what's to come, for that next level. Because if you can't handle this little, how can you handle this over here?
Thanks.
That's why I'm doing all of this in the inside. It ain't for no reason. It's no questions. Why me? Why me? And to even be more honest, it ain't even about you. It's way bigger than you. So you got to get out the way, because you're slowing it down. You're slowing down the process of everything now, because you want to be in the way. Because my pride, my ego. Of course, you're not saying that out loud. Oh, I can't. Ooh. Yeah, you can. Be open, be willing. Like, forgive yourself for like everything. Like, and man, I know I kind of got off topic, but
Nah, you on topic.
I don't know who that was for, because it was just like, man, I know for me, I'm not going to allow the world to make me cold. I'm not going to allow like the world to make me frown and stuff, because what's going on in the news, what's going on, like, it's mind blowing. It'll make you like I said, I'm about to start back talking to the trees and the plants and the animals. Like, I'm not even gonna deal with the people no more, because it's just so like, we got to understand what's going on. And when you don't understand, you're blaming others. You're blaming this situation, that situation, this person, that person. When no. And it's sad, because most of the time it's self-inflicted pain and hurt, because we didn't learn from the past. Paid attention to the signs. We ignored something. We was moving too fast. And I'm speaking even for myself, honey, because I didn't have to go through a couple tests a couple times, because I didn't get it. Because I didn't understand. So now I'm going through more hurt and pain because I missed it the last time. Oh, no. But at the end of the day, you just have to be aware of that. Like, and understand, like, okay, this was on me and I can admit it, but I forgive myself for it, so that I can keep on moving and going. Because like you said, stray hawks, if you don't, you got to forgive yourself so that you can heal.
For real.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's the biggest thing, is forgiving yourself. But I mean, at the end of the day, regardless if it's people or if it's just life in general, I mean, you have to look at it from an aspect of, you've done your part. So once it's out of your hands, you can't control it. It's just like how you said, Jamie, as far as giving wise, I have a lot of people, if I were to give something to somebody, they always say, why'd you give that much? Or why did you give? Okay, I gave. It's out of my hands. I don't care what they do with it. It doesn't matter if I gave my time. It doesn't matter if I gave money. It's out of my hands. I can't control it. Once I have my time gone, it's gone. Once I have my money gone, it's gone. It's out of my control. It's in the universe control. How I like to say it. When it comes to people, is how you guys have been saying. It's like, the way I see it is, you kind of learn from it. Like you said, Nate, you learn from it. And also you have to forgive yourself for it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it's happened. You embrace it. But you also know what you want in your life now.
Thanks, bro.
And so
because if you don't go through it, you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't go through it, and then like you've been hurt, you've been hurt. It hurts. It sucks. I know I've had that before. Everybody's had that in their life, but at the same time, you also now know what you want in your life and what you don't want to deal with in life. And how you said, Nate, it's like you're learning on the fly, but at the same time, it's like, if you don't learn from your test, then you're going to constantly go through the test. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do that, which it never makes sense to me. But at the same time, it's like you hold on to a lot of people hold on to too many grudges, to where it's kind of like, why are you still holding on a grudge that's been 10 years ago? Because now you're looking at somebody that you've either been with for 5, and you're holding a grudge to them because you're holding a grudge 10 years ago. So now you can't let the person you're with be better for you because the person you left, you're holding a grudge to. So now you're comparing. Now you're judging. Now you're any type of way that you see, okay, he did something or she did something wrong. It reminds me of that other person. So okay, they're gonna be just like them. No, they're not. They're gonna be totally different if you allow them to be different. And so it's like it's just one of those things where when it comes to people, I just don't. I would never understand it, but it just life in general. You have to just embrace it. You have to just get over it, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough, but like I said, you learn from it. So, is that background noise loud or no? Okay, but yeah, you have to just embrace it. You have to get over it. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck, but at the same time, it's like you now know what you want in life, and so it makes life a lot easier if you allow it to make it easier.
Yeah, it's like it gets clear. Like, and that's like, because like what you said, James, you don't know unless you go through unless you felt it. Because man, I done invested time in people, and I when it happened, after I realized, oh, that was like nothing was produced. I'm not saying nothing was produced, but like, if you put some real true investment and you expecting a return.
No, you can be for real. Nothing was produced. I mean, at the same time, it was
right? Yeah,
like it was produced. It wasn't produced between you two, but at the same time, it was produced for you because you learned from it. No, we keep it 100. I mean, nothing was done because you wasted your time. You learned from it. It's nothing against them. It's not a shot against them, but it's like you wasted my time. And so, okay, I know now what not to do for you because it's going to be the same result. You might show me you can change, but until you do, I'm going to think this way. And this is like I said, like certain things like that, you know what you want in your life, but at the same time, if you're trying to give something a try, you have to forget some of that stuff and rewind. So it's kind of like subjective because you know what you want, so you know what to look out for. But at the same time, if you know someone or anybody or in life is trying to show you a different path, you have to also be open to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you will miss your blessing because you, like you saying, you allowing something from your past to stop you from seeing the beauty in what that person, that person. And because it suck. Hey, like we said, it suck. Like you be ready to cut everybody off. I'm just gonna be to myself, Lord. Me and you, that's it. That's it, Lord. That's all I need. Because you was there, even in that sucky part when it hurt and it caused so much pain and that feeling that I was feeling, you was there. So you got me through. It's just me and you. And then it's like, guys, but I need you to let that go. Like you said, James, forgive so you can pour into the right people. And then like you said, it just gets so you know what you want and it gets clear because now your what you're looking for in characteristics starts getting super clear. Like, and you're able to see it immediately because we at the same time we learning ourselves. We gotta think about growing up, being in high school, junior high. You just really want to get accepted by everybody, be friends with everybody like you. So you grow up as an adult with that same mentality to a certain extent in the beginning, right? But then you realize, man, I'm opening myself. Yes, I'm opening myself to people to support, but at the same time, everybody don't deserve the same type of investment. Like, and I don't like, you stop feeling the need to be accepted by the world. And long as you accepted by God, you good. And God gets you, like I said, look for this, look for that, look for that. If they're not exemplifying that, don't invest your time like that. Love,
and
care,
like you said, Jamie, it's kind of like what you just said right there. It's like you're opening yourself up to people, but at the same time, if I'm opening myself up to someone with open arms, because I'm willing to help. I'm just that type of person. As speaking as you, I'm that type of person. I'm opening myself up to you, but you got to bring something back to me.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to open myself up willingly, I got to have something in return because it's not. I'm also like from a business standpoint. I'm opening my time. I'm losing money. I'm losing, relationships I can be building outside of this. If it doesn't work, it's like so many aspects that you're losing if that person doesn't bring. That's why I said earlier, it's like, no, people 100, nothing was produced because you also, like I said, you just lost your time. You just lost something you could have did. It could have been a business transaction you could have lost. You could have been some other way, or somebody actually that you could have been talking to could have produced that same result that you missed out on that one person. So it's like you got to have all these factors into play to where time is. I was listening to something earlier. It's like a lot of people think about with the comparison between time and money. But if I were to give you $1 million, would you accept it if I told you you had to die tomorrow? You wouldn't. $1 million sounds cool, but your time is more valuable.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, I forget the money. It's like my time. So if I'm willing to give you my time, you got to bring something back to me, because I don't care if I'm asking you for money. I don't need the money. But when I'm telling you, give me time for time, that's a lot more valuable.
And that is why today's price or yesterday's price is not today's price, like they said, like Fat Joe said, like for real, because that's not just talking about money, that's talking about time as well. Yeah. What you about to say next?
It never makes sense to me, because I don't know if it's the same topic, but people get stuck on the money so much. It's just like, I just heard somebody selling soap today and making $1 million business out of it. Like, you could find money some way, but you can't get time. Like, forget the money, forget focusing on the money. It's like, it's the time. So that's why on the topic of people or just life in general, you have to just, as you waste 14 years on a relationship, you're losing time. And forget all the things you've done, good or bad, with that person. You lost your time. So why are you still sticking with the same person that's doing the same thing? So I'm just like, I don't get it. And there's people who might have done it. I'm not judging. I'm not saying they're imperfect, but I'm just saying, like, in general, it's like if you ain't figured out, I don't know. I have another. I don't know. I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff right now, because I have some people. I don't want to put, but scratch off. I'm not putting nobody on the spot, not naming no names, but you got relationships that last for 8 to 10 years. If you ain't figured out you want to marry that person, then it ain't the one. So if it's going over 10 plus years, then they ain't figured out you the one, then what's going on? And it just stuff like that, life in general, people, relationships, stuff like that does not make sense to me, because if I'm messing around with someone that long and I'm trying to be a free man or a free woman. Like, I don't want to be tied to somebody 10 years if I ain't thinking they the one.
Yeah.
So it's just like business, self-awareness, what we talked about earlier, like one of these guys said earlier, it's like in comparison to self-awareness. It's like if you're talking to somebody and you figured out they're doing something wrong, you're already self-aware because you've been hurt by it. And so you figured out what you want in your life. Now you can cut them off. 10 years down the line, you already know that was a good business move. Now it didn't cost you millions. And so, I don't know, just y'all take it away.
No, like what you were saying, like it was true. And also, like, just looking at it from a different perspective, like, I still don't believe that, oh my God, I hate flies, that it was lost, because again, you learned something during that time. Like, it really helped you. Like, again, like you said, if you wouldn't have went through it, you wouldn't even know now. Like, but you had to go through that so that you could get there, and it's just like time, the way that this world has time set up, it ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah.
Because how can time go forward, time go back, God didn't create none of that like that. Like, we have to figure out what is important. Like, do we give this person this time? Do we give this person this time? Do we give this person access to us? Period. Like, especially when we know our goal, when we know our purpose, when we have our passion to help people, we cannot allow them to drain us because we have to know. We have to tell people how to move with us. Like, because they don't know. They don't know. So before it even begins, check this out. We're going to do a rundown, a little play. I'm going to talk to you this day, and this day. Now, I'm going to be the judge out of these 3 days, what was popping, because that's going to tell me everything that I need to know. So it's like, we got to get some type of system for ourselves set up because everyone is different. Different things work with, different people. The way that you move it, yeah, baby, you can have it. The way that you move may not be the way that I gotta move. Like, oh my gosh, like it's just, we have to continue to build that discernment, like Jamie was saying, because it's so important. Because all different type of people is gonna be trying to have access. All different types. Like, and we gotta know who's supposed to be here and who not. Like, we gonna have Judases, we gonna have all different types of people try. It was 12 of them. That everybody did different things. Hey, everybody is not gonna move the same. So again, like, no, not a loss, but a gain. Because I know definitely I ain't even gonna move with you like that. People like you, I ain't even already gonna know off top. Nope. Oh, okay, well, show me something different within these 72 hours, because that's all that I got. Like, whether we gonna move forward or not.
In fact, and you can still, I just want to throw this in, you can still love them people. Like, it don't mean that you don't love them. It just means that my expectation, and you shouldn't set expectation of no one. That's the first thing, because I think a lot of times we set expectation, and then that's when, because we have this expectancy, we get hurt when it's not met. But it's like, you can still love that person, but like Nate's saying, you just know how to move with them. It's like, I know it goes back to what you're saying too. We gotta start paying attention. Like, that's one of the main things. Like, we gotta start paying attention to what we're going through. Understanding this journey, it's a journey. You're not just walking through this journey for no reason. You're not just walking through this journey. Don't be careless walking through the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay attention to what's going on. So that way you can see, you can pay attention to, and then when you get hurt by people, because it's something I had to learn too. Okay, I can be mad, I can be frustrated in that moment. That's fine. But yeah, I know I need to forgive, not for them, but for myself, because so they won't occupy time in my mind. But also, I gotta see what I could have did better. I think you mentioned this earlier, Nate. It ties into ownership. We have to start looking in the mirror, understanding that it's two people involved in any relationship, at least two. So it's not always on the other person. It's what could I have done better? And it's not even talking about I'm not even necessarily just talking about intimate relationships. How could I approach that? It could be just a friend relationship. Like, how could I approach that conversation differently? How could I could have worded it differently? Could I listen better? You know what I'm saying? Could I ask questions instead of just assuming, instead of just jumping into, you know what I mean? So it's stuff for us to learn for ourselves, because if it's so easy when we get hurt to point the finger, and we're pointing the finger and we're giving that person so much power, and it's causing us to miss out on our responsibility of ourselves. So then we move into the next season of our life when God could be bringing the right people, God can be having the blessing in front of you, but you still tainted from the past, because one, you still hurt from them. Two, you ain't even took what you should have learned. Not even talking about them, because it's so easy for us to, well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they could have did. No, what about you? Because what about you? You and God told me this too, like the other day, like, and James, you kind of touched on about the comparison thing. You can't compare, because your purpose is different from their purpose. God may be expecting more from you than them. So if I'm constantly comparing, well, Lord, they get to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that's them. They can get away with that. You can't, because there's a different calling and purpose over your life. So we got to start seeing who we are and paying. Man, I don't know where they, but just start paying attention to what's going on. Like, because some of us, we just walking, la 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 la. People hitting you on the top of the head, all types of stuff, and you not even paying attention. It's like, would you, like, we got to ask ourselves, would I rather, thinking pertaining to a fight, do you want to get blindsided, or do you want to kind of know what's going on? No. The lessons in the past, in your hurt, your pain, your downs, your whatever, is helping you be able to see it. You get what I'm saying? But if I'm just la la la, I'm getting hit, not even knowing. And I'm not saying that we control everything, because we don't. But it's like, man, pay attention to, start putting it the mirror. Like, where do I need to grow? That's what we need to really. Everybody need to just, where do I need to grow? Because if we just everybody focus on their own internal growth, in whatever relationship is gonna be there. If you got two growing people, relationship growing. Period. No matter intimate or friend.
Yeah. And like I tell the girls, especially when they get to arguing back and forth, and that's mine and this and that, or man, Kylie, you're not doing this right. Why you not doing this right? What she got? All of that, like, worry about yourself. Focus on yourself. And I tell them that all the time, because like I said, because as you guys grow, it's going to be situations and times where you are going to want to get in it. But again, if you worry about yourself, you're not going to have to worry about fighting for nobody else. You're not going to have to worry about being in a mess. He say, she say. You're not going to have, like, that stuff could be eliminated. Like, when you focus on yourself. And then even when you do focus on yourself, when you know your worth, when you know what you're going to tolerate, what you know what you're going to allow, that's giving that person, like you said, Jamie, the other opportunity, because it's two. So now, hey, my name is Nay, and I'm just going to let you know that I'm not going to tolerate or allow that.
Period.
That way, it won't be no misunderstandings.
Yeah, you gotta match your energy. You gotta match that energy.
Yeah. No confusion, no ill intentions, because you already know what I'm about. So then when you're doing something else, I'm gonna have to go on and move around. For real. That's why it's important to know yourself, man. Like,
man, say,
man,
got to, and we gotta, as people, just listeners out there, stop going into these environments that's not feeding you, bro. Like, I'm so sick of it. Man, I'm drained. You steady going to the environment that's draining you. Why? Why?
Yeah.
Because people, and this is the thing, if somebody else in some area, whether it has reached success, and understand, because a lot of times we put finance, like what James was saying, we put finance on a pedestal, but there's spiritual success, there's emotional success, there's relational success, financial success, leadership success, so on, right? Other areas of success that you could be in. You want to kind of be whole, be like a chameleon, where you're kind of successful in it all. What'd you say, bro?
I said everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if we put this type of success on a pedestal, we could be, I forgot where I was going, but we could be listening to the wrong people, or being in the wrong environments. And if a successful person is telling you, hey, somebody that you listen to that has relational success, and they saying don't go in these environments, or if they have charisma with people where they know they're growing. Let's just put it like that. They're growing. They're intentional with their growth. And you still choosing to go in these environments, like, that's on you. Like, stop thinking successful people is just you. What you read in the book is BS. I don't get that, because some people will read something. Oh, nah, that ain't real. That can't be real. They giving you the blueprint, but you got in your mind that it ain't. You ain't even applied it yet to see if it's real. Like, you ain't even applied it to try to see if any fruit is gonna come to you. Ain't even applied it to see if a shift gonna happen in you, in your environment, in the peace within. But you just I ain't applying that. I ain't doing that because we so used to our comfortability to have us in environments because we're comfortable. I grew up with these people. Oh, their family. Oh, we went through this trauma together. We can connect on that trauma. We can all this type of stuff. Okay, but are they growing? Because we all got trauma. We all done been through stuff, but are they growing? If they are not growing, stop going around these people and stop giving them chances after chance. Like, love them from a distance. Like, seriously.
Yeah, and that's so true. Like, feed them, because like I said, family included. It's hard because, like I said, I do want my kids to know who their family and stuff is. Like, it's heartbreaking at the same time, but at the same time, like my peace, my happiness, my joy, all that it's like I love you to death. Call me if you need me, but
yeah.
Hey, I'm good. You ain't got to come over. You ain't got to do none of that. Like, I'm good. Like, because again, like you said, that comfortability. You'll go back to people that you done cut off already because they done did something to you. And you go back to them same people just because you want to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
like,
and I know been there. Or you just
me too.
Your heart wanting to give people chances, but it's like, but every time I do that, it's like I'm going backwards, and then I'm putting myself back out there to get hurt, and then when I get hurt, I'm mad at myself because I knew, like,
yeah.
And
like
now,
I knew that was gonna happen.
Exactly. So at some point, we got to get to a point where it's just like, nah, enough is enough. Love you from a distance, that's it. Like, for real. And don't feel bad. Too. I feel like with growth, and it took a minute for me to get to this place, but like this guy had to show like it's okay. With like what we were talking about in the beginning with the investment of time. Like that is, you have to be like, as good leaders, we gotta discern that. Because yeah, man, it's not saying that because I can still impact you, but one-on-one time, maybe not. we not.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So, man, got anything else, bro, that you want to say, or Nate, that you want to speak on?
I just think it was good to know that everybody is always human, and we always go through pain. We always go through hurt. It's going to happen. But at that point in time, you just got to say enough is enough. Move on, know what you want in life, and then just keep moving forward. I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I just took from everything that we just started talking about is just like, stay focused, keep learning yourself, pay attention to who and what you allow in your life. That's even what you listen to and what you watch, like, because that's important. And just keep paying attention because the signs are right there. Like, okay, I know this kind of off topic, but this movie like came on earlier, and it was like, I kid y'all not, like, people could buy time, like, or they can transfer time, but everyone had a time on their arm. Like, so when your time ran out, that was it. Like, it was over. Like, could you imagine, like, knowing when it's about to be over, like, on their arm, but you're trying to hurry up and get to a family member, like, how much time you got, bro? Because I'm about to go, and I ain't ready to go yet. Like, and they transfer the time, because this man had 100 years, and he was trying to make it to his mama, man. And oh my God, y'all, was so sad. Like, she fell in his arms, like, and it was over with. And he had 100 years, and he could have gave her some, but it was nothing that he could do at that time because it was too late. So like cherish the time, like because you never know. Like it ain't no movie out here. This is real life. Like again, this is real life. Cherish that time, like for real.
Yeah, you don't get that time back.
Man.
I know that like we was wrapping up, but just one thing that you said, Nate, about the music and what we watch, that's important, y'all, because it plays into our mind. If I'm listening to depressing and down stuff and people killing people, and that's why you're depressed. That's why you don't have no that plays with your peace. So that's where, like with God be saying, guard our mind. That's a part of what we listen to, is a part of guarding our mind. Because the more I dump that in, you look up one morning and you wondering why you down, why your energy's down, and you have no reason. Like life may be good, but you've been playing this same negative song or this sorrowful song, whatever, over and over again. And I'm a fan of music, but the more as I begin to grow more, I start being more mindful of the words of the songs. Yes. Because some people is out there throwed off. It's your favorite artist out there. They low-key depressed, and they sharing it in their music. And some of us taking people's music as gospel, and we idolizing these people. Then a year or two later, they get on Instagram talking about, yeah, these last couple years, I was depressed. But you've been, so just be mindful. Like Nate said, be mindful of the music, pay attention. But yeah, y'all, that's anything else before we hop off? Episode 10. Y'all make sure y'all, of course, like and subscribe if there was something that was said on the episode tonight that was impactful to you, that added value to you. Even if you feel like someone else needs to hear it, that it will add value to them. We just want to impact at least one person. That's it. Yeah. So help us do that just by liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more episodes to come. And God bless. We out this thing.
Peace.
Ta-da.